right, welcome to the FGM live show. This is another day. Today we are in Wajir County. Two amazing ladies joining us, and today we will be in the northeastern region. Just in case you do not have the compass or the map in mind of how Kenya looks like, we are in the northeastern part of Kenya today, and we will be in Wajir County, where we will be having two ladies, Honorable Maimuna Said, who is a nominated MCA in Wajir County, as well as Rukia Abdullahi, who is the chair lady Maendeleo ya Wanawake in Wajir. Wajir County hosts a number of communities, but it has one of the communities that has the highest prevalence in this country. And we're going to be talking about why do we still have FGM happening in that county, despite a number of interventions since a long time actually. The law was passed in 2011, so officially there have been campaigns against FGM since the law has been passed, and even before there have been campaigns against that. So joining us on the screen right now are the two ladies. Karibuni sana, we do appreciate having you here today. And I'll just go straight to Mheshimiwa Maimuna Said. A small background. How are you, first of all, coping with COVID-19? That's where we just start off with.
Thank you, Tony. As at now, Wajir County is fully achieving or implementing the government rules on COVID-19 regulations. We can say the sensitization program is still ongoing, because most people have understood exactly, the disease itself, the COVID-19 disease.
Yeah.
But what we can say is we are much following the regulations of the president in terms of making sure that contamination and the infection level of the public is reduced at least to the maximum.
All right.
Members are adhering to the rules and the regulations.
All right. So people are adhering to the rules and the regulations. Do you have any number of confirmed cases yet in Wajir?
So far, we haven't. The previous cases that was reported, I had was around 14 to 11.
Okay.
So far, we haven't had any new cases being reported from the ministry or from the county government of Wajir.
All right. Thank you very much. That's Honorable Maimuna Said, who is a nominated member of the County Assembly in Wajir. And now just speaking to Rukia Abdullahi, who is the chair lady for Maendeleo ya Wanawake in Wajir. On your part, women who you predominantly work with, how are they affected by the pandemic, if you've had any chance of looking at what their welfare is right now during the COVID-19 pandemic?
Tony, COVID-19 has affected the role of women, especially in the small-scale businesses. That's the livelihood they make on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Because the dusk dawn curfew.
Yeah.
In fact, they can't make business past 7.
All right.
Though it has now been extended to 9.
Yeah.
So they must have been affected, especially the milk vendors and the mamambogas and the mirror dealers.
All right.
Yeah.
On the other hand, the schoolgirls and the boys are all over the place.
All right.
Now that there has been no school for quite some time.
Yeah.
I mean, the effect of the COVID-19 is big, but we'll try to cope with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for that. Just going to straight to the FGM situation. I know that there have been campaigns that have been happening, but Wajir County, for some reason, despite the high numbers provided by different researchers, the campaign still seems not to have quite picked up in Wajir County. And you'll correct me if I'm wrong, Mheshimiwa. What's happening in Wajir in regards to campaign? Who is on the ground and what are they doing?
Well, Tony, there are a lot of, civil organizations that are campaigning against FGM in Wajir County.
All right.
As currently, what I can say is it's not even the illiterate community. I mean, the families that are practicing the FGM. You'll find that even the families that are well-educated, parents that are well-educated are practicing FGM.
All right.
When it comes to FGM, it's very much, there is that superstition that when you practice FGM for your girls, you reduce the immorality.
All right.
Let's say they don't have that high,
promiscuity.
To practice immorality or maybe to do be promiscuous.
Yeah.
So when it comes to FGM, there is a lot of superstitions and a lot of misconception to say when it comes to FGM. So you find that most parents, they believe, especially those who are well educated, they believe that because they are educated and their children have been exposed to, globalization, let's say they are exposed to, they live in, up country and not in Wajir. They tend to bring their children in Wajir to practice FGM to their girls through, they are being brought here to visit their grandparents or something like that sort. But in true sense, they are trying to practice FGM, and unfortunately, you'll find that those parents that they are illiterate, they have been sensitized and they have reduced practicing such, practice. But those who are elites in the society, they are the ones practicing. So it's a challenge for someone who's educated to find that is practicing something that he or she, as a parent, is the one, should be the one sensitizing those who are not well informed over this practice.
Okay, thank you very much for that. And I'll just come back to the question, who is on the ground right now? Do you have the government having allocated, is there even a policy, or is the government actively on the ground? And also, what organizations are basically working in Wajir? If you just look at who is working on the ground right now, is there anyone?
What I can say is, when it comes to the government, it's not a specific department that deals with FGM alone. You have the department from the county department that they focus on the gender-based violence, inclusivity of the FGM practicing. And then there is the gender technical working group, which I believe Madam Rukia knows well about it, which also sends campaigns against FGM practices. But generally, they usually focus on anything or relating to gender-based violence and the practices of child marriages and FGM as a whole.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. Madam Rukia, I know you work with women, and I know that you also work with them in terms of empowering them economically, and you talked about how their jobs have been affected by the pandemic. But looking at also predisposing factors that lead to FGM, we see issues regarding poverty, and in this case, it's a big problem. Also, as we speak about cultural issues, because we've also seen Mheshimiwa Memuna speaking about elites basically bringing the children to be cut back at home. Who is on the ground working against FGM?
In fact, Tony, the last time Population Council was here doing sensitization, I think around 3 to 4 years ago. But right now, I don't think there's any NGO specifically dealing with FGM.
All right.
The local NGOs and the CBOs are not, funded.
All right.
And I think it is high time bottom-up policy takes charge.
All right.
Because instead of funding donors who are coming from Nairobi or outside countries to come and eliminate FGM in rural areas like this, it's a bit hard for them.
All right.
With the culture we have. So I would have asked donors to empower and fund the local CBOs and the local NGOs.
So currently there's no one specifically working?
There is none. I know the county government has a gender officer, and we have a gender desk in the police station to report to all these issues, FGM, rape, GBV, all this.
All right. All right, we lost Madam Rukia for a moment. Okay, she's back. We lost you for a moment, Madam Rukia. If you can hear me.
All right. Including the center. We also have a toll-free number.
All right, we lost you, Madam Rukia, for a moment. I'm sorry for that. Maybe just very briefly what you're saying about who's on the ground. All right, I think we'll just proceed. Take a short break. We'll be back. And when we are back, we will be speaking about why is it that we still do not have this practice ending. There are challenges, of course. The government is having a gender department there. But why are we not accelerating the campaign to end FGM, which contributes also to lots of issues in this county? Today, we are hosting Honorable Maimuna Said, who is a nominated member of the County Assembly in Wajir, as well as Rukia Abdullahi, who is the chairlady for Maendeleo Wanawake in Wajir County. Short break, we'll be back.
Tune in to the End FGM live show from Monday to Friday at 5:30 p.m. East African Time. Find and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at End FGM Live. Reach out to us for inquiries, to report a case, or to support the show on WhatsApp +254 73 400 7674.
All right, we are back. This is the End FGM Live. Today we are in Wajir County hosting Honorable Maimuna Said, who is the nominated MCA for Wajir County, as well as Rukia Abdullahi, who is a chairlady Maendeleo Wanawake here there in Wajir. And we just talk about what the issues are in that region. We just heard that there is barely organizations working specifically against FGM in that county. But there is a gender department in the county government. Of course, we'll know if it's specific to the county government or also it's just from the national government. So just introducing them back to the call, we have Honorable Maimuna Said and Rukia Abdullahi. Straight to you, I know we had some connection challenges with you, Madam Rukia. Just let us know, where are we in that regard? You're explaining where the government is with gender department and working against FGM.
Yes, Tony, we have the gender department, and they have established a gender desk.
All right.
They have also established a toll-free number where you can call on all issues affecting women, FGM, GBV, rape, and all these cases.
Yeah.
We have the gender technical working group.
Yeah.
All the government stakeholders, including the police, the health department, the administration, and other members are included.
All right.
That if an issue happens, then it is discussed there and immediately a response team is sent.
All right.
We have also a recovery center which has just been established.
All right. What is it for?
That if the women are affected, it's a recovery center.
All right.
By the county government.
Okay.
Where women can go and recover immediately these things happen, so that it can happen in a secret way, in a public way that everybody knows, oh, this lady, if these things happen in the field, it is magnified and everybody has to know.
All right.
So it's a bit safer compared to outside there.
Okay.
So all these things are established. But we have still the problem, and according to me, there is a law on this, on FGM.
Yeah.
But it's not practiced, and it has not been put, it has not been practiced by the people concerned.
Yeah.
Those are, according to me, the chiefs and the administration and people who are the law keepers.
Yeah.
FGM is still happening in silence at homes.
Yeah.
And the chiefs are the people who are staying with the very rural areas.
Yeah.
We are talking about FGM, but they cannot even report a rape case. If it's immediately it's heard of, they just go into their small meetings and it is finished there and then.
Okay.
Just a case in hand. Somebody just called me before I came to the meeting and said a schoolgirl has been raped by a chief, assistant chief.
All right.
That's a very very serious issue.
Yeah.
But you know what? 48 hours passed, we cannot get any evidence. So that one will fail like that automatically.
All right. I'll cut you short there. Very serious issues those are. I'll just go to Honorable Maimuna for a second, and then we'll just get back to the issues that we have on the ground. We are looking at this still high prevalence, and Rukia has started talking about predisposing issues, and one that stands tall among them is the fact that law enforcement is on very, very, very low. You're in the county assembly, and I'm looking at a leadership perspective. Why is FGM still so high? Why is the prevalence so high still in Wajir?
Well, Tony, FGM and other practices that are really harmful to the women is usually practiced because the leadership, they are not taking up their role.
All right.
You know why people have practiced, the social practice, the cultural practices that have been ongoing for quite some time, over centuries. We still don't want to be in the front line as women leaders, or let's say as even the male leaders in the front line to condemn and, to sensitize the people about these harmful practices.
Yeah.
Everyone is assuming, is turning a blind eye.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to be seen, they don't want to be, lose, let's say, the electorate.
Yeah.
The vote, we are so much, as politicians, we are so much focused on the vote.
Yeah.
We are forgetting that these harmful practices are affecting, our children, our daughters, our sisters.
All right.
And at the end of the day, they are laws. It's not even about the social practices and the norms from the community, the Somali community. It's about the laws of the land.
All right.
Kenya.
Yeah.
Whereby we are supposed to follow. Like Madam Rukia has said, the challenges that are there, it's even the law enforcement agencies. We talk of the, the police. We talk of the Wazir, the elders. We talk of the chiefs.
Yeah.
They are among those people who are also, it's like they are approving such, such cultural practices because they don't want to, to condemn such practices when perpetrators are doing, they are practicing FGM or, the perpetrators of rape cases.
All right.
They don't want to engage because this person who has practiced such FGM, let's say the woman who's doing the cutting, comes from my community. As a leader, instead of condemning such behavior, she is my, maybe my grandmother, she's my aunt. I turn a blind eye because she comes from my, my blood or my community.
Yep.
So you find that this behavior, these cultural practices, the harmful practices, they are deep-rooted because we, as leaders, turn a blind eye. And when it comes to the chiefs, some of them, they turn a blind eye. Some of them, you find that, like she said, the rape perpetrators, it's either the law enforcers or maybe someone who's related to the law enforcers.
Yep.
So Maslah Court comes in. When you talk of Maslah Court, it's the elders meeting together, maybe the elders from the victim side, the elders from the perpetrator side, they meet together, they agree, okay, fine, we will be charged, you'll be fined a certain amount of money. But at the end of the day, the person who is affected, the victim, does not get the justice she deserves. Because most of the time, the victims, the elders from the victim sides are the one, parting away with the money, or maybe it's the resources that they get from the perpetrators. So at the end of the day, the victims do not get the justice that they deserve. People don't understand, the medical aspect of, the cutting, FGM practices. People don't understand. After how, what are the challenges that this lady or this woman will face, her health condition. But we tend to generalize the practice in terms of the religion. That's why the issue of FGM, since it is, it is enclosed in terms of the religion aspect, in terms of the cultural aspect. So the fight against FGM should be a fight whereby the religious leaders are incorporated, the wazirs, the elders are incorporated, so that they get to understand this harmful practice how it really affects the woman at the end of the day. But if we fight the FGM through the civil organization, our people tend to believe that this is a Western ideology. So anything that comes as a Western ideology, we will fight it, even if it's not even a Western ideology. It may be even, a religious ideology. But just the fact that the civil organizations, they are being funded by donors from outside, the ideology then becomes a Western ideology. So for it to the FGM eradication can only come if it starts from within, whereby the leaders, the Wazirs, the religious leaders, to be precise, they are sensitized, they are educated, so that they go out there and educate their people why this practice is harmful to their community.
Thank you very much. We'll take a short break. And before then, I'm just going to read a couple of comments as they come in. I see different people commenting from different parts. I see Godfrey Okumi says, great following from Dakar in Senegal. Elizabeth G. Pratt says, what are some of the local NGOs who need funding? Valentine Koyo said, financial resources remain one of the most challenging issues hindering grassroots work. There must be grassroots groups and organizations enabled to tackle the harmful traditional practices. County governments should help. Judy Mudiri says, following from the UK, great job. Thank you very much for that. We really do appreciate. Keep the comments coming. I also see different comments coming in. Paul Nepitari says, we have local CBOs from Laikipia North working against FGM that really need funding support. Okay, we'll see that and just keep the conversations going, and let's see what we could come up with in regards to ending FGM in this county by the end of this show. Short break. We'll be back with hopefully Ruki on the show as we talk about what should really be done.
Today's End FGM live show has been supported by the global media campaign to end FGM. Tune in to the End FGM live show from Monday to Friday at 5:30 p.m. East African Time. Find and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at End FGM Live. Reach out to us for inquiries, to report a case, or to support the show on WhatsApp +254 73 400 7674.
All right, we're back. This is the End FGM Live. Today we are in Wajir County. For those who've not been to Kenya, do not have the map to know where Wajir County is. It's in the north eastern part of this country. Today we have two ladies, Honorable Maimuna Said, who is a nominated member of the County Assembly in Wajir, as well as Ruki Abdullahi, who is the chairperson Maendeleo ya Wanawake, which is an organization that supports or empowers women in Wajir County. So karibu sana. My name is Jeremiah Kipainoi, and we just go straight to looking at why we really do not have enough interventions to end FGM in that county. Lots of reasons have been given that we have kangaroo courts that resolve these cases when they happen. We have non-responsive law enforcers. Basically, the coordination is barely there because we also see that CBOs and NGOs working against this practice in that county are either non-existent or they are not very vocal. So we just go straight back, bringing our guests on live. On my top left, we have Honorable Maimuna Said, who is the nominated MCA for Wajir County, as well as Ruki Abdullahi on my right, who is the chair lady for Maendeleo ya Wanawake in Wajir County. Okay, now, Mheshimiwa, you were talking about issues regarding the lack of will for law enforcement, and I'm just going to ask Rukia one question, because she works directly with women in terms of empowerment. What challenges do women really face now that when girls are raped, when they are given out when they are young, when they are cut, the cases are resolved? Is it now a norm? Is it accepted within that community?
Tony, this is a harmful cultural practice, and it has roots very far in the communities.
All right.
Which cannot be eliminated just like that.
All right.
It affects the women from childhood. I don't know whether you have realized, we don't have one elected woman MCA in Wajir County.
No single elected woman, apart from the women rep.
You know, none. Even the MCAs,
right.
MPs, except women rep.
Okay.
You know why? According to me, because they are traumatized from childhood.
All right.
Because the child has no consent. If the cut is done at age 6, the child consent is not there.
Okay.
And I think it is time men come at the forefront. Because I believe the men want like that. If the men would only say, no more cut, any lady who is cut, we are not going to marry her. Something like that. Or we involve the men and the boys from an early stage.
Yeah.
Educate them on FGM. I think that would have helped a lot.
Why is it crucial to talk to men?
The issue of economic empowerment.
Yeah.
It's very crucial to talk to the men and the boys on this. Because according to the culture, it seems the men want the cut. Because it suppresses the urge, that's what they say. It suppresses the urge, the urge of the girl.
All right.
So that doesn't have that pleasure to go for whatever she wants. Right. Anyway, on the economic part,
all right,
I think from time immemorial, men have been in leadership.
All right.
And that's where money is. When you are not economically, you cannot even go for those seats. And if you are not educated, you cannot even work. To start a small business needs money.
Yeah.
I'm impressed the county government had created a revolving fund for the women to borrow from.
Yeah.
And the WEZO and the women are trying. I think they are the backbone of this country economy.
All right.
If you wake up in the morning at 6, women are in the market. So I congratulate the women of this country for working hard, and they should stand up and say no more FGM.
All right, thank you very much. Mheshimiwa, you are sitting in, of course, Rukia has even mentioned that there is no single elected woman in representation to the public. We only have nominated members of the county assembly, like basically the MCAs. So apart from the seat that is allocated specifically for women, that's the women representative, there is no more elected women in that county. Just looking at that, how much power do you have really in influencing these issues on the county assembly?
Jeremiah, the power, since the power has been, the elected leaders have been given power by the people. We are regarded, as we were given these slots on a silver plate. So most, even the MCAs, our colleagues in the House, sometimes, we get the intimidation like, you did not campaign. You are not supposed to talk about this issue. This issue of budget, you sit down, wait for us to communicate to you what to do, what to say in the House. So we passed a bill on, the sexual and gender-based violence bill.
Yep.
And during that period of, trying to mobilize, lobbying with our colleagues so that they approve the bill, it was challenging because they felt like it does not affect us. People perceive gender, it's about the women's job. So they do not want to participate. Some of them take it as, it's a women affair. Some didn't even come during the, the passing of the bill. Why? Because, they feel like gender only women. And, they forget that these women are their wives, these women, they are their mothers, these women are their sisters, their aunts, and whatever happens to these women, regardless, they are affected, whether directly or indirectly.
Yeah.
So, Jeremiah, it's a challenge because there was a time where the male, tried to intimidate us. You women are not supposed to be given chairperson positions because you are not elected. We have a duty to the the electorates. They claim we have a duty to the electorate, so we demand those positions of chair.
All right, we lost her a little bit, but all right, go on. Sorry.
Voting rights. So sorry about that. So you see, it's a challenge for the women leaders, not only in the larger country, even at the grassroots level. Women being not given those positions to speak. Women not given those positions to speak in the house, whereby leaders from all fronts are coming. So you find that it's not even about the elites of the community, the illiterates of the community. Even the elites, whereby they are elected, they understand that women have a role in the society. They tend to victimize you. They tend to intimidate you. So it's a challenge in the house itself, whereby the leaders are there, and even outside, whereby we tend to meet with the elders and the mamambogas, they were there in the community. So I think this is a disputed issue, not only in the Somali community, in the society. Society, the African society, or let's say the whole world, it's deep-rooted whereby women are being, disregarded in terms of voicing their issues. But at the end of the day, like Madam Rukia said, women are the backbone of this society. So they need to be given the strength to voice out their issues. Because at the end of the day, it's that woman who raised a man to become where he is in the society. But when it comes to her space, she's being disregarded. Yet she's the one who made you where you are as a man. So you see, Jeremiah, it's a really a big challenge for women.
Thank you very much. We'll take a short break. We'll come back. Just to the people who are watching or to our viewers, this is the NFTM Live, where we are hosting guests from Wajir County. And today we're asking, why are we still having very high cases in that county? And lots of issues are emerging. Short break. We'll come back. And when we do, we'll be talking about these issues in depth as we bring this to a close. Rukia wants to say something before we go. All right. I'll bring you on the screen. Yes.
Yes, please. Just to add on what the question you asked.
Yeah.
We have what do we call? Always.
All right, go again. We lost you for a moment. Sorry.
Always, because they're all men. That is where decisions are made.
All right, say that again because we lost you for a moment.
That is where decisions are made. Yeah. Why women are not getting political positions?
Yeah.
It's because it's.
All right, we are not getting her very clearly. We'll just take a short break. When we come back, we will resort to art. Remember, this is the NFGM Live, and we are in Wajir County.
Tune in to the NFGM Live show from Monday to Friday at 5:30 p.m. East African Time. Find and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at NFGM Live. Reach out to us for inquiries, to report a case, or to support the show on WhatsApp +254 73 400 7674. Today's End FGM live show has been supported by the global media campaign to end FGM.
We're back. This is the End FGM Live. Today we are in Wajir County, and we are hosting Honorable Maimuna Asaid, who is a nominated MCA, or a member of the county assembly in Wajir County, as well as Rukia Abdullahi, who is the chairlady for Maendeleo ya Wanawake, also in Wajir. Just straight to this conversation. You were saying something, Rukia, before we went for the short break. Can you hear me, Rukia? If you can hear me, Rukia. All right, we're having a small challenge with the connection. All right, so I'll just switch on to just looking at who is tuning in as we try to connect once again. We are live on Facebook, on Twitter, as well as on YouTube. And we are talking about FGM today in Wajir County, which is in the northeastern part of this country. Rukia, if you can hear me right now, you were saying something before we went on to a short break.
Yeah. I was talking about the whose members are all men.
Yes, the fact that all the members of the parliament basically.
Is worded for what is made. There's no parliament, MCS, whatever.
All right.
There's no woman in those committees.
All right.
That's where the segregation starts.
That's where segregation starts. We are not getting you very well, Rukia. So we'll still try to fix that. In the meantime, all right, go on, Rukia, if you can hear me.
Was I clear?
Now you can hear you. All right, can you hear us, Rukia, now?
Yes, I can.
All right, go on. Go on. All right, say it again as just briefly.
I was saying, the characters in the community are all men.
Right.
That is where decisions for whatever is made.
All right.
At the time of the electioneering period.
Yeah.
For MPs, for MCAs, and for women rep.
All right.
The governors, money.
All right.
So when the women are not inducted, the board will decide for them. And the women rep is by chance anyway. It's not by the choice of men.
Yeah.
It's because of the affirmative action.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we are not going to be economically empowered because we never hold any political position, and that's where started their money and to campaign, and we don't have money to campaign.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because initially, even education-wise, the ladies were not empowered, and they were not educated.
All right.
They would stay at home and work.
All right.
Thanks to the government, now everything is free. Education is free.
Yeah.
And there's so many bursary funds assisting girls to go for higher education.
Yeah.
That's where our problem started.
Lack of education started all these problems because now women are not empowered. They are not able to have enough resources, basically money, to campaign for themselves. And so they do not have the political power to actually change issues that regard their welfare.
Exactly.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Honorable Maimuna, just a quick question to you. You are sitting in a place and where you say you feel like your hands are tied. What should be done, if anything really should be done, to end gender-based violence? And for this show, we speak about FGM. What is that one thing that you really think should be done to end it? And is it even possible to end it? The president says that he vowed, basically say that he will end FGM in Kenya by 2022. What should be done to make sure that that is accelerated in Wajir? And is it even possible to end it by 2022?
Jeremiah, I didn't get you. Can you repeat the question that you raised?
The president said that FGM in Kenya should end by 2022, and I'm wondering if that's possible. That's the first question. Maybe that I'll ask. It's just a yes or no. But still, on that, what really should be done to accelerate the ending of FGM in Wajir County?
Well, when you talk of ending FGM by 2022, it's a vision which can be achieved. However, it requires a lot of sensitization, Jeremiah. So when the president talks of ending FGM by 2022, I say it's a dream. Yeah. Unfortunately, it cannot be realized in Wajir within such short period. Yeah. Such practices requires a progressive engagement with the people. You cannot change a culture which has been in existence for quite some time. During our forefathers they have been practicing this kind of harmful practices. So it's an engagement let's say I come from a different generation from my parents. So when my parents talks of ending FGM, and I come in trying to practice the ending of the FGM, sensitizing the people in eradicating such practices. Yeah. My children, maybe my grandchildren, continues practicing, educating the people in the harmful practices of FGM. That's when we can talk of eradicating completely such practices. Yeah. But I can say we have the community, they are still practicing such cultural practices. So right. It's a practice which cannot be be eradicated within such a short period. However, right. However, I believe it can be done, though progressively. Educating the community, educating the men. The practice of FGM cannot be championed by women alone. Yeah. It requires, a collective responsibility, even from the men. They have to come out condemning such harmful practices. You cannot leave, this campaign against FGM to the women alone. Okay. Because, women in the society, they are being disregarded by their leaders and by their, the local society. So if you leave such a campaign for the women alone, it's a fight which will not use any result. So I believe if it is taken as a collective responsibility where the men are in the front, then we can talk of, having a vision of eradicating FGM by the end of 2022. But as of now, I can tell you it's a vision that requires a lot of sensitization, a lot of, civil organizations coming out to condemn, such practices. Because when we talk of civil organizations, most of them, they have cooled down their temperatures when it comes to gender-based violence, when it comes to FGM practices. Unlike those days, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, whereby a lot of organizations, they were in the front line. But nowadays, we have left everything to be done by the county government, since they have the department, since they have the budget. But you find that even in the county government, the budget making processes, they give, these departments are really underfunded. When you talk of gender department, it's really underfunded. So they don't have the capacity to sensitize the community. Yeah. They don't have the capacity to even, follow up on women or people who are practicing such, practices. Yeah. So I believe we cannot leave such harmful practices to only one, institution. It should be a collective responsibility. The police department, the chief, the administrative department, the county department, and even the national government, department of the FGM. We have a whole department, a whole Ministry of National Gender and Equality Commission. What are they doing to end FGM? Are they really having just a boardroom, discussions, but they are not coming at the grassroots level to,
You've not seen the national government in Wajir, basically the anti-FGM board?
No, I haven't seen any institution that has come out in Wajir, let's say in Wajir and the larger northeastern community, to discuss on issues, affecting women, especially FGM. There is the gender-based violence, whereby we have the rape cases and the defilement cases, which unfortunately has become rampant in northeastern, a region whereby we claim we practice, Islam, a religion whereby we tend to fully practice and it condemns such behaviors. Yet we as a community are the ones practicing such practices.
Yeah.
So it doesn't beat logic for a community whereby we follow the religion aspect, but then when it comes to gender-based violence, we have forgotten about the religion and we are focusing on the social practices whereby it's a norm to hit a woman, it's a norm to rape a woman, and then you leave it to the elders to decide the fate of that woman.
Yeah.
That's why the Gender Recovery Center came in Wajir, when we passed the bill, so that these women have a safe haven for them, whereby it's a one-stop center. The gender desk from the department, the police department, the security department is there, the health department, whereby a doctor is specifically, installed in that recovery center. And then we have also a hostel for these ladies who are victims of gender-based violence. Because, we are a society whereby we victimize, and there is a lot of stigmatization to victims of gender-based violence. Any woman, or let's say a wife who has been beaten, has undergone gender-based violence, or a lady who has undergone, a defilement case or a rape case, is being disregarded by the society. No man wants to marry a lady who has been raped.
Yeah.
We tend to make her impure, but it's not her fault. But the man has been given that, an opportunity to pay maybe a fine for that heinous act. The rapist is fined maybe 6 cows, 60,000 shillings,
yep,
and scot free. But there is a lot of damage that has been caused to that lady, and has not been given a justice that she deserves. The psychological, aspect that she requires to a health practitioner to at least treat her. Then
right,
there is the health aspect. And then there is that, there is that aspect of, the society, how she's being regarded within the society. So there is a lot of challenge when it comes to the FGM practices, when it comes to, the larger GBV practices in Wajir.
Okay, so I'll cut you short there. Honorable Maimuna. And it's very clear that, of course, there are very many challenges that stem not just from an administrational point of view, but also from the society's norms, ranging from different practices, either traditional practices as well as those that are clearly outlined as a violation of human rights, stealing and raping and maiming, all those. But we do not have so much time, so I'll just go straight to Rukia. What should be done to end FGM really? Like now, as you speak, what really should be done to end FGM?
According to me, FGM should be, the government should come out in a campaign.
All right.
Come out, the national government especially.
Yeah.
Together with the county government, should come out. They have all the resources, because our daughters are suffering.
All right. All right. We're having a small connection challenge, but she says that the national as well as the county government should come out strongly to speak about and campaign against this harmful traditional practice. If you are still there, Rukia, you can still go on. All right, can you hear us, Rukia?
Yeah, if it is usual, the Sexual Offense Act.
All right.
It should be in place, not like on the terms of
You're having a small challenge with connecting to Rukia. If you can hear us.
All these are diseases.
Okay, go on, Rukia. We are having a small challenge connecting to you.
The government should come out in full force.
Okay. Okay.
And the Constitution.
All right, having a small challenge connecting to Rukia. We'll take a short break. But I'm just being reminded that we actually have a former Deputy Chief Kadi, who's Rashid Omar from Wajir County, as a board member of the anti-FGM board. All right, just take a short break. Try to fix Rukia's sound. A small and short conclusion and summary of what she's trying to tell us now, and then we will conclude this show. Remember, you can always leave your comments from wherever you're watching this show, and we will definitely try our best to have them read here on this show. This is the NFGM Live, produced by Tony Mwebia, Antonia Sophia, as well as Sonia Olengais. My name is Jeremiah Kipainoi, and I am your host.
Today's End FGM live show has been supported by the global media campaign to end FGM. Tune in to the End FGM live show from Monday to Friday at 5:30 p.m. East African Time. Find and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at End FGM Live. Reach out to us for inquiries, to report a case, or to support the show on WhatsApp +254 73 400 7674.
All right, we're back. This is the End FGM Live. Today we are in Wajir County hosting Honorable Maimuna Said, as well who is a nominated member of the County Assembly in Wajir County, as well as Rukia Abdullahi, who is the chair lady Maendeleo ya Wanawake in Wajir County. Just going to read a few of your comments as they come in. I see Elizabeth G. Pratt, and it's a question she's asking. What are some of the local NGOs who need funding? And I'll just direct that to our guests. Valentine Ngoyo says financial resources remain one of the most challenging issues hindering grassroots work. There must be grassroots groups and organizations enabled to tackle the harmful traditional practices. County governments should help. Paul Naiputari says we have local CBOs within Laikipia North working against FGM that really need support. Judy Mudhuri says, following from the UK, great job. Keep your comments coming, and we will try our best to have them on this conversation. We are almost bringing this to a close, but before we do that, we'll just go straight back, hoping that we'll be able to reconnect to Rukia and Honorable Maimuna, who are joining us from Wajir County. I'll just ask this question as Rukia tries to connect to us. I'll just ask you, Honorable Maimuna, this question. Someone just posed a question to us, and she says, what are some of the local NGOs who need support, basically funding, in Wajir County? And if there are some that you would recommend, then this would maybe help. Are there people actually working on the ground really, or none?
Can you repeat the question again?
What are the organizations that would actually are there any organizations that really need support on the grounds now?
Jeremiah, I cannot pinpoint the names of the organization, but I believe there are quite a number of organizations, especially working with the women issues.
All right.
So even when we talk of the gender technical working group, this is a group of women who are in the front line, championing for women issues.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, then they are on a voluntary basis.
Yeah.
So if such institutions whereby we have a crop of women leaders championing for women issues are being funded, well funded, you have in the assembly, the women the nominated ones, in as much as they are there to serve the interest of, the whole of Wajir County, they were also nominated to serve the interest of the women. However, they don't get the support because, just like, unlike the male MPs, they do have, the support from the government in terms of, implementing their manifestos.
Yeah.
But you find that these women in the assembly, they don't get, those chances, like support from the county government or maybe from any other organization, at least to champion, since our role, of course, is to legislate the policies. But, as leaders, you also have to implement and execute some of these, policies and making sure that they are implemented to the latter.
Yep.
So you find that the challenges Wajir Peace Initiative organization, they usually champion for women issues, but maendeleo ya wanawake is there. It has crippled from the government, from the national government side down to the grassroots level, whereby these women, maendeleo ya wanawake, they are the grassroots leaders. Aside from the women leaders in the assembly, they are also the grassroots leaders. They understand the challenges that women are facing. But no institution or no donor or the government has not come out openly, to support this organization. We have left everything, to the national government and to the county government, whereby even the national government, they, underfund such projects. The county government, they underfund such programs. So we have left, this campaign against FGM, against GBV to no one. So it seems like it's a no one's business at the end of the day. Because if you don't delegate, you don't finance, you don't give resources to any institution to focus on championing for these practices, for these campaigns, then no one is willing to to participate. Even those who are doing on voluntary basis, it reaches a point whereby they are exhausted financially because they'll be using their resources. They are exhausted because they are fighting an institution on their own. So you find if a woman who is championing for FGM does not get support from the government side, that does not get the support from any donor to support her activism, then you find that she tends to fight with situation whereby some of these administrative institutions, they are reluctant. They have that laxity in terms of ending FGM practices, in terms of focusing on making sure that these perpetrators of gender-based violence have undergone they are faced to the law, to the latter. So you find that in as much as we talk of sensitization and the political goodwill, there is also, resources that is needed to champion for these activities. Because Wajir County is very vast, and like Madam Rukia comes from a different area, and I come from a different area. I don't understand the issues that are relating to, specific area where she comes from. And since I don't understand the geographical, area to say from, such word, then she is well versed, she has the vast knowledge of how she can interact with, the people from our region,
all right,
the people from our region.
All right.
So all requires, at the end of the day, all this requires, resource mobilization. If at all we need a collective, engagement when it comes to ending the FGM practices and CPV.
All right. Thanks a lot for that. Really important discussion. This is because it's challenging really to look at such a vast county with hardly organizations that are visible in regards to speaking out against these harmful traditional practices. To you, Rukia, if you can hear us now. We were asking one question, and if you can hear me, what should really be done to end FGM in Wajir County? And someone just asked, Elizabeth Pratt said, which are the organizations that should be would actually be supported, funded in the End FGM campaign? Are there any organizations that that you would say would be funded? If you can hear me.
Yeah, as my Mona said, Wajir is very vast. 56,000 square kilometers.
All right.
Maendeleo Wanawake organization in Kenya. And it has its members all over, at the sub-county level and at the ward level.
Okay.
In line with the board limits.
All right.
The government never funds Maendeleo Wanawake. And that is the organization you will find in every village.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm asked that question today, I would say Maendeleo Wanawake should be funded to end FGM. Because they are women, they are at any level of the county, from the ward, from the sub-county, from the location, sub-location, everywhere, where chiefs are. Maendeleo Wanawake is there.
Okay.
So they'll be to end FGM, especially the national government and the county government, not even the because they are not.
All right, that's Rukia.
This FGM.
All right, we're having some trouble.
And what the Constitution says, we should end it. We should end it.
All right, that's Rukia Abdullahi. She says that her organization, Maendeleo Wanawake, has a reach and should be supported since it has tenants in all levels of either the administration as well as wards and in that county, very vast county it is. We just want to bring this to a close right now. But before we do, all right, so Elizabeth G. Pratt says, can you please type the name of the organization here so that we have it clearly? It's difficult to hear her. So maybe we will just share the name of the organization after the show with you, Elizabeth, and then you'll be able to follow up with that. Still on that, we will just bring this to a close, but before we do then, we always ask this one question, and if you can answer it in one sentence, maximum 2 sentences, is, and this goes to Honorable Memuna Said, if you had all the resources, all the political goodwill, or everything you would need to move, to call people, to mobilize, what is that one thing that you would do to end FGM in Wajir County?
The one thing that I will do is make sure that the men in the society are also in the front line.
Mm-hmm.
Also focus on the women who are doing the cuts, because this is like, an economic, to them it's like this is their source of livelihood.
Right.
So you have to find a way of, trying to give them an alternative source of livelihood and educating them.
All right.
On behalf of the
So focus on the cutters, is what you'd say.
Yeah.
All right. And to you, Rukia, if you had all the resources and all political goodwill as well as support, you're able to move, call, mobilize. What's that one thing that you would do to end FGM in Wajir?
Jeremiah.
Yes.
If you have to do the bottom idea is if you can get grassroots organizations or very local CBOs on the ground who are well funded. I don't know this misconception that can for this and that, and people perceive that local NGOs or CBOs cannot account for huge money. I think that's misconception. What here we want to end is FGM, and we cannot end it with people coming from all the way from outside countries.
All right.
Or even from Nairobi.
Yeah.
A local problem has a local solution. So let the solution come from us, and what we will need is only people to give us support and funding.
Rukia says, support the grassroots organizations on the ground. No need to import basically efforts from outside, because community solutions are community problems need community solutions. Local problems need local solutions. All right, we bring this to a close right now. Thank you very much for joining us. I do not know if you have one word, and if you do, please make it not more than 2 sentences. If you have one more thing to say, or probably one thing to pass, a message, any message you'd like to pass in 2 sentences, please do it right now, and then let us know how people can reach out to you. And that goes to Honorable Memuna Said. How do people reach out to you as well, if you have anything else to say?
My main issue, I'll talk of, telling the society, especially the Somali community, that, FGM is not about, reducing the urges of the ladies. It's just a misconception, and I think it's high time we go deep, educating the society on the harmful cultural practice of FGM. And I really would love that the men of the society are in the forefront in the campaign against, FGM practice. So when it's in reaching me, you can find me on Facebook, Maimuna Said. You can also find me on Twitter at _Dorkey. I'm also on Instagram at Maimuna Said.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much for that. And to you, Rukia, one parting shot, as well as how people are able to reach out to you.
I think Jeremiah, charity begins at home.
Charity begins at home.
And us as women, mothers of this county, should see ahead. Number 1, to stop FGM in our own household and at the that is our responsibility. It is the responsibility of the national government and the county government to fund, the institutions like the gender department in Wajir as a county, and even the gender national office, so that there's a specific department for FGM and BBV and all, and they are properly funded. If our constitution says we should add FGM, I think the order should come from above for its implementation.
All right.
Not just on the paper, but implementing that order.
All right. All right. Thank you very much for that. She says that the county government as well as the national government should consider supporting even the gender department basically in the county level to end FGM. So that's very important. Still talking about letting the women also lead these because she says charity begins at home. If I got that right, how do people reach out to you? Rukia, how do people reach out to you if they want to support, if they want to basically have a conversation around this?
Jeremiah, I'm only on Facebook.
All right.
Rukia Hussein.
Rukia Hussein on Facebook.
I'm not on Instagram.
So it's Rukia Hussein on Facebook. All right. All right. All right. That's perfect. Thank you very much for reaching and sparing your time today. We do appreciate having you on the End FGM live show. For everyone who's participated, really much appreciating you being here today. I'll just give a small brief of some of the pointers that came up during this show. We have seen issues regarding little actually or no community-based organizations that work against FGM specifically. Government hardly supporting as well as good work from chiefs. The coordination is hardly there. there is a challenge with education, and that's really affecting the girls there, as girls in the past have not been educated. That will really limit their resources when they want to either vie for political seats, as well as just having that voice to speak against harmful traditional practices, and the fact that not everyone is being involved. And one point that has emerged in this conversation is involving men in the spearheading of the End FGM campaign. Underfunding also came up, and just people knowing that it is against the law to practice FGM. So lots of reaching out to communities needed in this area. So just want to thank you very much for joining us today. This is the End FGM Live. My name is Jeremiah Kipainoi, and today we were with Honorable Maimuna Said, who is a nominated member of the County Assembly in Wajir County, as well as Rukia Abdullahi, who is the chairlady Maendeleo Wanawake in Wajir County. One thing that I'd like to say is we all have a responsibility to end FGM and all forms of gender-based violence. So we have to take that step wherever we are in ending this vice. If you want to reach out to us, there are contacts going down the screen. You will be able to reach out to us just in case you'd like to support or reach out to one of the activists and you did not get their contacts well. This is Jeremiah Kipainoi, produced by Tony Mwebia and Antonia Sophia, as well as Sonyanga Olengais. This is the End FGM Live. Tomorrow we'll be back, and we will be almost culminating the 22 hotspot counties. So when we get back, we will be talking about ending FGM in 2 remaining counties. Stay safe and keep those close to you safe in regards to gender-based violence during the corona pandemic. Just stay safe. See you tomorrow.